Hello and welcome to the Langthoughts channel. Now, before we start, I want to tell you what this channel is about. It's about linguistics. Now, about myself. I have very little formal training in linguistics. I am an undergraduate. I only started my first term getting a bachelor's in linguistics. I have an associate's in arts, in liberal arts, but not in linguistics. So if you feel comfortable learning from somebody who is self-taught and has no degree, that's fine. You can stay. If you're not, you can click off this video right now. Now, this is, of course, a low-tech video, as you can see. Almost a vlog style. But I have limited technology for right now. So, I have taught myself a lot about linguistics because I am a conlanger. A conlanger is somebody who constructs languages or makes conlang, short for constructed languages, C-O-N from constructed lang, from languages. Now, I would like to discuss something relating to linguistics. Case. Now, case is what the noun's role is in the sentence. For example, we don't really have this in English, but if you've studied Greek or Latin, you know about case. If you studied Russian, you know about case. Russian is probably the best example. I don't think there's many people who learn Greek or Latin these days. Send me hate mail if I'm wrong. I don't care. So, case really exists limitedly in English. Case only shows up on the personal pronouns. For example, I and me, you. Well, it doesn't show up for you, but it sort of shows up for you. He and him and his. So, a case. So, what you see here is that the personal pronouns do this, they change depending on the role of the sentence. For example, I hit him versus he hits me. You see, in the first sentence, I'm the subject. I am the doer of the sentence. I am the doer of the predicate or the verb. But in the second sentence, and he is, in the first sentence, he is receiving my action. He is receiving my action. So instead of saying I hit he, we say I hit him. Everybody who knows English should know this. And the second sentence, he hits me. Well, he's doing the action, so we use he. And we use he, so he hits me, and then I'm undergoing the action, I'm the subject, he hits me, but we can also expand this. I give him the book. You also see, but it's not the same role that as in I hit him. Or the same thing goes with he gives me the book. The me is not the same as he hits me. Why? What's the difference? What's going on here? Because the book is the object, is the direct object, which is what the him in I hit him is undergoing. But I give him the book. The book is the direct object because the book is going the action directly. Him is the indirect object. Because in English, we don't distinguish between the two kinds of object when it comes to case, even in the personal pronouns. This, we can call this case the oblique case in English. And there's another case in English, the genitive. The genitive is, for example, he hit my dog. I don't have a dog. He hit, and I don't condone violence in any way in this video, I'm just making clear. Hitting is just the easiest way to explain this linguistics topics. So, he hit my dog. Why isn't he hit me dog, or he hit me dog, or he hit I dog? Well, it's because I'm not the object or the subject of the sentence. And I'm somebody who owns something. Now, in a lot of languages, this is expanded upon. And every noun can have a case. For example, in Russian there are many cases. For example, every noun, for example, the noun for road, doroga, that is only the nominative. Actually, this isn't the best word. Here. Dядя, uncle, in Russian. Dядя. Dядя. So, if you want to say, I'm going to use English here, not use full Russian. Sometimes I'm not totally fluent in Russian. I am teaching myself Russian, along with 7 other languages. Dядя. So, if you were to say, uncle gives him whatever, or uncle hits him, you would say dядя hits him. And we're just inserting Russian words into the English sentence here to show you how it's done, into the English matrix, show how it's done. If you want to say, he hits uncle, you would say, he hits dядю. If you want to say, he hits uncle's dog, you would say, he hits dяди uncle. If you want to say, he gives uncle the book, you would say, he hits dядя. And we could use this, we're going to use this for now, noun that's not animate, that's not a person. Let's say road. So the nominative form is doroga. The doroga is beautiful. Now in Russian they don't have it is, but so it would be doroga krasny, I think. I'm not totally sure. But it would just be doroga beautiful. I destroyed the road would be I destroyed dorogu. The road's managers are harsh would be dorogi managers are harsh. But to say I go on the road, you would have to use a preposition and say, for example, I go on dorogie. So you see that cases are not only used for functions such as ownership, the direct and indirect object, but also for location. And this actually is a very important distinction. There are different types of noun cases. There are the core noun cases, for example, the nominative, which is the subject, the actor, the doer. Accusative. The accusative is the direct object. If you remember from school, they should not teach English grammar this way. This is totally they teach it based on Latin grammar, and I'm not going into that here. And you also find the indirect object, I give him the book. Though, and then the genitive, it's sort of a court case. I'm not going to, it could lie outside, depending who you ask. But there's also locative cases. Locative cases. Now, this Hungarian is a language, which is not a language I speak, but I have a book about the family that Hungarian is in, and in a future episode, there will be an episode about language families and historical linguistics. So, Hungarian has a different case for moving the noun changes for things moving across the interior, for moving, going to the interior, for moving across the surface, for moving through an interior, for moving going into an interior, for moving coming out of the interior, for moving coming off of a surface, for movement that's going off the surface. This is called a locative case. So, for example, he is in a tent would be, he is shatorban. He is shatorban. But shator would be the word for tent. If you would like to say he is going into the tent, you would say he is going shatorbol. And if I make a mistake here, Hungarian speakers, don't take offense. I don't speak your language. I'm only going off the data here. Finnish is also is related to Hungarian. It's a Uralic language, specifically Finno-Ugric, and also is an example of having a lot of cases. Not as much as Hungarian in terms of locative case, but it does exist. So the word for a shoreline in Finnish, and again, Finnish people, if you're watching this and I mispronounce anything in your language, I'm sorry. Send me over hate mail you like. Is ranne. Ranne. But if you would like to say he is going to the shore, you would say, actually that's not such a good thing, he's coming from the shore. You would say he's coming ranelta. Ranelte. He's coming ranelte. If you want to say he is in the house, you would say he is talosa. And if you wanted to say he is coming from the house, you would say he's coming talosta. But Finnish also has non-core cases and non-locative cases, such as a transitive case, which means to turn into. For example, he was Samokoksi, which might appear in a fairy tale and means he was turned into a frog. Samokoksi, turned into a frog, but the basis is not Samokoksi. It can be broken down into bits. Now, some languages are called agglutinative, and they do that. The plural is separate from the case, and some languages like Russian, Hungarian and Finnish are examples of agglutinatives, but some languages like Russian, they encode the number into the case system so that the genitive or the accusative of a plural number is totally different than the genitive or accusative of one object. So the roads, for example, if we were to talk about uncles again, or roads, or I don't know, I'm going to pick one at random. I think I'm going to go with roads. Yes. $50. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use another word. New word. Stol. Table is a stol.